Thank you, Weikai, for joining me on the podcast today. You work at AAFC Ottawa, and we're featuring your work in our upcoming public plant breeding showcase that we're doing on Seed World Canada. And can you tell us a little bit about your work, what you're working on, and why it's so important?
Okay. My work mandate is to develop new oat cultivars for Eastern Canada. And that's my main mandate. The other things that I am interested to do is to develop knowledge and procedures that are not useful for myself, but also for other breeders. If you look at the whole process of cultivar development, you may have parent selection, generation advancement, visual selection, and selection through yield trials. My publications are mainly on the last stage, selection through yield trials. If you grow a variety test at 2 locations, you are very likely to get very different results. So this phenomenon is called genotype by environment interaction, or G by E. This G by E caused a lot of problem to breeding and cultivar recommendation. Let's say if we don't have G by E, then you grow one test at one location in 1 year, you will be able to find the best cultivar that is best all over the world. Now the problem is that we always have G by E, and you cannot avoid it. You have to deal with it. So this G by E has become a hot research topic since 1930s. If you search Google Scholar, you will find 47,000 papers on this. So I think through my many years of learning, pondering, and research, I have come up with a clear path and a set of procedures to develop G by E effectively. Applying those procedures, we divided the Canadian oat-growing regions into 3 mega environments, and we developed the cultivars for each of those mega environments. And those procedures are now used by other breeders and researchers worldwide.
Now, something that really struck me about you as a plant breeder is that you are actually, speaking of Google Scholar, you're actually one of the most cited hands-on plant breeders in the world. Your work has been cited tens of thousands of times. I mean, it's really amazing how many times you have been cited in people's research papers, etc. And can you talk a little bit about that? How that happened? How you working at AAFC Ottawa became one of the most cited plant breeders around the globe? How did that occur?
I've been in this plant breeding area for almost 40 years. It has been a long time. G by E, how to select good cultivars. It's always something I'm thinking about. As a breeder, always working in the field. But as a researcher, you spend days and nights and weekends and holidays think about the things. So I guess if you work on something for a long time, and you will become sort of expert on that. Another thing I think that I'm different from other breeders, that I like to write up things that I think about. I find writing is a very important approach for me to learn and to think things through. If you don't write, you think something, you forgot it later. And you thought you were doing something right, but when you start to write, I have problems here and there to fix.
Yeah, as an editor, I know the feeling when as soon as you think of something, you write it down. Otherwise, you're going to forget, and so you become a little bit of an expert in sort of documenting your own life. And in terms of your life, what do you like most about being a plant breeder? What's your favorite part of working in this field?
I think I may be biased, but I think plant breeding is the best profession in the world. And this is something you can do. You can do something both new and useful, and you can prove that without doubt. And I'll give you two examples. A few years ago, an Ontario oat grower tweeted that, "Oh, I'm growing AAC bullet. AAC bullet yields so well, I should have built another bin." So that was a good feeling, good waste was from us. About 10 years ago, we released a cultivar called AAC Nicholas. When Nicholas was first released, it was about 15% higher yield than the Czechs. At that time, CCAM portrayed me as Santa Claus carrying a bag of money. So that's a good feeling. And also, when you publish something, you see many people are reading it, citing it, and using it. That's a good feeling too.
Before I let you go, what's your advice for all the young plant breeders, people just starting their work, just maybe going to school, just getting into doing this as a profession for how they can be successful in this? What would you tell them?
Well, the younger guys are much better trained than myself, and they are much smarter and more knowledgeable. So I just want to congratulate them to have this wonderful profession as a plant breeder. Advice is, I think, as a plant breeder, your success, ultimate success, is measured by better cultivars, no matter what you do and how you do it. So that thing should not be forgotten. Another thing I'm thinking is that, plant breeding has changed for so long, but still have a lot to improve in every stage. If you stick to something for a long time, you'll find some better solution. There's always a better solution. Finally, I think writing, as I said, most plant breeders don't write because they don't have time to write. But writing is really important to learn and to think things through.
That's very good advice. No, thank you, Wiki, for your time today and for being on the podcast. And look forward to including you in our public plant breeding showcase, which people can read on seedworld.com/Canada. Thanks so much, Wiki.
Thank you, Mark.